Hello and welcome to the 23rd episode of the Python tutorial series. I'm sure you've seen news articles, scientific journals, or even videos that contain graphs. But while you may have found these easy to read or not, I'm sure most of you have wondered how these graphs are made. Well, that's exactly what we're going to find out in this episode. So without any further ado, let's get straight into it. When generating graphs in Python, the Matplotlib library is required, so let's see how to install it. After having opened up our Anaconda prompt, we can type conda install matplotlib. And that's it. I'm sure you thought it would be harder, didn't you? All we have to do now is press enter. To confirm that we want to install all the required packages, we can type y followed by enter, and that will automatically install the Matplotlib library. Now that we've installed the library, let's move into our Spider console and see how to use it. First of all, we have to import the library. In particular, we'll be using a sub-library called pyplot. We can import it by typing import matplotlib.pyplot as plt. Now, for those of you who haven't seen this type of syntax before, let's just stop a second to understand what we've written. By saying import matplotlib, we are telling the code which library to import, in this case matplotlib. The .pyplot part indicates that we are only importing a portion of the Matplotlib library called pyplot. Finally, the as_plt section means that we are assigning a custom name to the imported library, which makes it easier to call it later on in the code. If you remember, we used a similar notation when we imported the NumPy library. Make sure to check that video out if you haven't yet done so. I'll leave a link to it in the top right hand corner of your screen. I should also point out that the PLT name we gave to the pyplot sub-library is not random, but a convention typically adopted by most people who code in Python. In other words, standard practice dictates that any time you see NP, this refers to NumPy. Whereas any time you see PLT, this refers to matplotlib.pyplot. Here are some examples of some simple graphs you can produce using Matplotlib. These can include scatter plots, linear graphs, bar charts, and pie charts. But having said that, it is now time to end today's episode, so we will look at how to generate all these graphs in next week's episode. In the meantime, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure to turn on notifications so you don't miss the upcoming episodes of this tutorial series. Also, if you've missed any of the previous episodes, you can check them out by clicking on the link in the top right hand corner of your screen or in the video description. Finally, don't forget to check out my coding challenge series, where you can put your coding skills to the test and discover solutions to fascinating problems. As always, I look forward to seeing you in next week's video, and in the meantime, happy coding!